Hello everyone and welcome to Shifting Gears. This is the Honda QC1, this is the Honda Activa E, and these are the two new electric scooters for the Indian market from brand Honda. Now the Honda QC1 is priced at rupees 90,000 ex showroom, and the more premium with a bigger battery capacity, the Activa E is priced at rupees 1,17,000 ex showroom. Now this is going to be a combined review video for both these products because there is a lot that is similar, but there are some noteworthy changes. But this video, this one combined video, will make it easy for you to understand and differentiate between the two. Now when you look at both these scooters from the front, let's first start talking about the design. So they look identical, but check it out over here. With the Activa E, you get an LED DRL and you get the Activa E sticker over here on the fairing for this handlebar cowl. And then over here, you get the QC1 branding, but as you can notice, there is no LED DRL. But then lower down, you have an LED headlamp with a smoked effect, nice Honda branding. You also get integrated LED turn indicators over here, and the headlamp unit is the same for both the products. Have a look at this. This is the LED turn indicator, looks nice, and the overall design, the overall front apron for both the scooters is quite nice. The Honda QC1 is a lower priced product, but even that gets a very good looking matte paint option. So these two scooters, they do look premium and it can appeal to whoever wants to buy whichever product. Now lower down, when you look at the scooters, you will notice both of them get telescopic front forks, but with the Activa E, you get diamond cut alloy wheels. With the QC1, you do get alloy wheels, the same design, but no diamond cut treatment. Then with the Activa E, you also get a disc brake at the front, no ABS, but you only get combi brakes. On the front apron, you will notice that this is the number plate mounting. It is identical on both the scooters. The mirrors, as you can notice, both the scooters get the same units. You get a gloss black treatment, so nothing different over here for both of these products. Now, speaking about the side profile, the biggest highlight is this cut over here first, which you will notice on the Activa E. This could be for aero efficiency because the batteries over here are larger. You get two 1.5 kilowatt hour each battery packs, which are swappable with the Activa E. But you cannot charge this scooter. You can only swap the batteries of this scooter. But with the Honda QC1, you get an integrated battery pack, which you cannot remove at all whatsoever, but you can charge the scooter, and the charging point is over here underneath the seat. So this is a bit more convenient, a bit more practical, but then charging this scooter is going to take a long time. But because the Activa E has swappable batteries, this is going to be a much faster solution, and Honda is rapidly ramping up their battery swapping network so that this scooter becomes more convenient for you to own and range anxiety is not going to trouble you. Let me show you how you remove the batteries. So with the scooter, the controller is over here. First, let me show you the key of the scooter because you get a smart key. So check this out. This key you can keep in your pocket. You don't have to insert the key over here. And this is your control point for all functionalities of your scooter to unlock it and to open the seat. Very nice looking, and you have a backlit too. Now underneath the seat, you will notice you have these two battery packs, 1.5 kilowatt hours each. This is the locking mechanism. Very secure. Come close and check this out. When I open this, have a look at how this opens up. And you have these rubber bottoms over here, rubber pegs over here, so that there is not too much of a rattling sound when you are riding the scooter. Now these battery packs, they are heavy, so if you are not strong enough, this can be quite an exercise. You also have to be very careful when you are swapping these batteries because they are heavy, so you should not drop them. You have to be careful. And when you are swapping the batteries, just pick up your used battery, swap it with the new charged battery, and you are good to go. So you don't have to waste hours charging the Honda Activa E. This is going to be a very quick solution. Now, do you like it? Do you think this is convenient? You let us know in the comments. And Honda, by the way, is not charging you for these battery packs. That is why the price is 1.17 lakh. For this, the battery, for using the batteries, you are going to be paying a subscription charge. Over here under the seat, as you can notice, you have a very small storage bin where you can keep your toolkit, maybe a small water bottle and your first aid kit. If I open the seat of the Honda QC1, here you can place a half-faced helmet, some more storage space, first aid kit, and this is more usable in terms of day-to-day usability and practicality. But do you prefer this or do you prefer that, the Activa E? This is subjective. You let us know for what kind of utility you are buying your scooter and what would you prefer between these two. But I think this is more practical to live with. But on both the scooters, check this out. You have a flat floor. I wear a shoe size 9 and this is the rider's triangle on the Honda QC1. I'm 5 feet 8 inches in height, 85 kgs of weight. I have both my feet confidently flat on the ground. If I jump on the Activa E, check this out. No difference at all. Good foot room on the floorboard. Very, very practical. You also have a luggage hook over here, and this will allow you to keep your bags, your grocery bags nicely in place. You have two storage bins over here below the handlebar on this Activa E, and you also have a USB charging point over there. Let me place my phone. Now this is a Samsung S24 Ultra, and check this out. This is how you can keep it here. And on this side, you will notice you have this USB charging point. So that is going to add to your convenience so that your smartphone doesn't die on you. On the Honda QC1, you do not get a storage bin on the right hand side, but you do have it on the left hand side, and you do have the USB charging point over here. I have also placed a water bottle for your reference, and you have a old school luggage hook over here. So the convenience is there, but they have tried to differentiate it by looking this a bit more utilitarian and a little bit more cheaper. Now have a look at the side panels towards the rear end. With the Activa E, you have the Activa E branding over here, and just have a look at this panel. You have a flush fitting pillion foot peg, looks quite nice, very nicely done, no gaudy decals, so I like the clean design. A nice pillion grab rail, and the seat, you will notice you have a dual tone effect with contrast stitching. What I want to highlight is that this seat on the Activa E is much better in terms of padding, cushioning and comfort compared to the Honda QC1, which has a very similar looking seat, but the comfort is not the same. Over here on this side panel, you will notice the QC1 branding, and have a look at this seat. It has that perforated kind of a design. This is more budget friendly. A glossy black pillion grab rail over here as well. And now let's have a look at the tail lamp unit. You do get LED turn indicators, by the way. You do get LED tail lamps, but this tail lamp I think is shared with the Honda CB300 series. I guess the CB300F looks very similar. Of course, it looks good for the scooter, but cost cutting for sure. And then you have a conventional panel, that conventional mudguard over there lower down. Over here you will not notice too much, but here you do get a hub mounted motor with this Honda QC1, and you get dual shock absorbers with this QC1 electric scooter, which does offer you preload adjustability. I'm going to put this scooter on main stand to highlight that this is very, very light. Now moving to the Honda Activa E, you will notice that of course over here as well you do get LED tail lamps. Have a look at it, and have a look at the integrated LED turn indicator as well. Looks very nice, looks very premium. You also have the Honda branding over here. Again, a very conventional splash guard. On the left hand side you will notice the diamond cut alloy wheel design, nicely exposed, and over here you will notice that you do get this motor this PMSM motor for your Activa E and a single-sided shock absorber, again with preload adjustability, but no disc brake at the back with the Activa E. I don't know if I said left side or right side, but this is the right side. If I've made a mistake, pardon me, but I am paying attention. Below the seat, like I showed you, this is how the under seat section looks. Now let's start talking about the speedometer clusters, because they are different on both the scooters. So right now the seat is open, so it is showing me a seat open warning. I'm going to lock it up now. The stand is down, so it says stand down. Now I have gotten the stand up. Come up close, and now let me show you all the features on this very good looking color display screen speedometer cluster. But this is not a touch screen, not touch sensitive. You get these joystick controllers for this screen. Have a look at this. You can control your music. You can pair your smartphone via Bluetooth. You have smartphone connectivity, so you can call your favorite contacts. You have navigation option, and you also get turn-by-turn navigation displayed on this screen, I guess. You have all the basic information along with your battery SOC, the range that is left, your battery charge bar, which will identify that if you have 102 kilometers of range left or 0, your power setting, your power mode, and then you can switch between the riding modes, and the color also changes, but not too much is happening over here. But all the information is very easy to read even on the go. We did not face any challenge, and while using this controllers too, this was effortless. This did not require too much of time of getting used to. This button for economy, standard and sport is also very easy to operate while wearing gloves, and this is the button which you have to press to get the scooter to be ride ready or to activate reverse mode. Now to activate reverse mode, let me show you what you have to do. So right now the scooter is ready to go. Check this out, it says ready. Now when I have to activate reverse mode, I have to long press this button, and when I press this, now it says it is reverse ready. But if I give throttle input, this is not going to start reversing. To reverse the scooter, check this out, it tells you to press and hold this button over here. And now when I press this, have a look at the rear wheel. Now the scooter can reverse, and as soon as I release these buttons and if I give throttle input, the scooter can now go forward. Again, check this out, long pressing the button, reverse mode is activated, and to go back I have to press this button, and as you can notice, the scooter is moving backwards, and there is also an indication on the speedometer cluster that the scooter is moving backwards. So quite nice. Each and every functionality offered with this scooter today on our first ride review, everything worked, no problem at all. And if you come to the Honda QC1, over here with the scooter you get a conventional keyhole which you have seen on many other Honda scooters. Just get it to your on mode. This is your speedometer cluster display. It is a negative backlit display, and you get all the basic information, and this is also very easy to read even under top sun. This is your button for your different ride modes. You only get 2 ride modes with the scooter, standard and economy. With the Honda Activa E, you get standard, economy and sport, and that is it. To get the scooter to be ride ready, you have to press this button where it says start, and you will get this notification, this telltale sign which tells you that the QC1 is now ready to move forward. And check this out, the wheel is now moving. So both the speedometer clusters, both digital, they look good, they feel good, they show you all the basic information quite well. But with the Activa E, you do get connected features. So your smartphone is connected with your speedometer cluster, and you get all the relevant information pushed to you so that you are aware if someone is trying to call you. With the Honda QC1, you get a 1.5 kilowatt hour fixed battery pack. With the scooter, you are going to get a range of 80 kilometers. Top speed is going to be limited to 50 kilometers per hour, and the maximum torque is going to be 77 Newton meters. you get a BLDC in-wheel 3-phase motor with this scooter. Charging time is 4 hours and 30 minutes for 0 to 80% state of charge, and boot space capacity is 26 liters. With the QC1, you get 2 riding modes, economy and standard. If you are planning to buy the more expensive Activa E, you get 2 battery packs, 1.5 kilowatt hour each. They are lithium-ion battery packs and they are swappable, not chargeable on the scooter. With the scooter, you will get a range of 102 kilometers claimed. Top speed is going to be at 80 kilometers per hour limited. Maximum torque is going to be 22 Newton meters, which you might think is lower than the QC1, but that is a hub-mounted motor. This has a PMSM direct drive motor. Peak power output on the Honda Activa E is 6 kilowatts. On the QC1, it is very low, just 1.8 kilowatts. And with this Activa E, you get 3 riding modes, economy, standard and sport. And you also get the Honda Road Sync Duo smartphone connectivity option with this scooter. Now to ride, both of these scooters are not very different, but of course the Activa E has better performance. The QC1 is more budget friendly. If I have to give you a quick reference, say for example the Honda QC1 rivals the likes of the Ampere kind of scooters, where the Activa E rivals the Aethers and Olas of the segment. Now speaking about performance, with the economy, sport and standard ride mode options, the Activa E sprints much faster from 0 to 60. It feels more eager on the highway and the performance is good enough to live with on your daily commutes. Performance on the Honda QC1, on the other hand, is more muted. It is very subdued, but this is also good enough for your A to B kind of commutes. Say for example, if you want to buy an electric scooter for someone in your family who doesn't ride too much, they just want a commuter, a cost-effective commuter, this can be a good enough option. If your kids want to ride this to college, this is safer because this is slower. But is slow safe? You let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Speaking about ride quality, both of these scooters in terms of rider's triangle are very comfortable and very identical, so there is not too much of a struggle over there. But the suspension setup and the suspension tune on the Activa E feels much more plush and much more comfortable compared to the QC1. Also, while on the go, because the QC1 has a hub-mounted motor, it feels like there is some kind of a movement constantly all the time towards the rear end of that scooter. So that can maybe take away some kind of riding pleasure. The Activa E, it feels much better built, and also because of the heavier weight, it feels much more stable out on the highway compared to the QC1. So that also is going to help you understand that if you are going to be riding a lot on the highway, the Activa E is a much better product for you. But if you're riding only inside the city, not for too long, maybe the QC1 is also the right product for you. And also you're going to save a lot more money if you buy this one. Speaking about comfort, the seat on this scooter is much better. Like I mentioned, the seat, although it looks identical, I did feel that the suspension tune was a bit stiffer and also the seat had maybe different kind of a padding, so it was not as plush on the QC1. The brakes, you get combi brakes on both of these scooters. Stopping power is reasonable, no complaints or nothing to write home about, and the tires also offered me reasonable grip. We did ride it for almost 50 to 60 odd kilometers today and no complaints in terms of putting the anchors down, stopping the scooter or accelerating hard. Now, although these scooters are siblings, there is a lot of change on the chassis side of this scooter, of both these scooters, because this has a swappable battery, 2 swappable batteries that only has 1 integrated battery. So the chassis does have a significant difference. But both of these scooters, they do handle well. When we were riding through corners, both of these scooters did feel stable. This felt a bit more stable at higher speed because of the added weight. So that is an advantage that the Activa E has over the QC1. Now let's wrap things up with the range. Let us put the final verdict out. Come up close, let me show you. This Honda QC1, we have ridden it for 53.9 kilometers today and we only have 9% range left. Now do the math, compare it with the claim that Honda has made. You will know the real world usability of that scooter. With this Activa E, you will notice we have only 11 kilometers of range left. with 11% SOC. We also did ride this scooter in sport mode quite a bit. We did accelerate from a standstill to its top speed, which is close to 88 kilometers per hour. So that is that in terms of range. But I think 50 to 60 odd kilometers is going to be very easy for both these scooters, even if you are not riding very economically. So for daily commutes, both of them can do a fine job. What do you think? Which scooter would you prefer? The new Activa E or the new QC1 from Honda? If you have any other questions, ask me in the comments below. I will try my best to help you out. Till next time, do subscribe, press that bell icon, and always ride safe.